Hey mama, are you wondering which supplements to take after childbirth? Today we're going to go over my 7 favorite postpartum supplements that have been proven to help reduce postpartum anxiety and depression. I'll leave the links below for resources to that study as well, those studies. If we haven't met, I'm Tara Gregorio, certified women's herbal educator and mama of twins, and I've helped hundreds of women integrate natural remedies, and now it's your turn. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button and the bell to be notified of my new video each Tuesday. So we're talking about supplements to prevent postpartum depression and anxiety and or to support you if you already feel like you're getting those symptoms. Now, this is new information. I've already had 2 other videos on postpartum supplements, but this one is updated due to my experience with Lyme and the co-infections I experienced in this past year. So the first vitamin suggestion is to consider a methylfolated B vitamin. We're going to talk about why this is. 30% of us have what's called the MTHFR gene, which creates enzymes to tell your body how to detoxify and how to process folate. So we'll dive into this a little bit more as the video continues, but if you have the MTHFR gene and the SNPs that cause health concerns, then you may consider a methylfolated vitamin. Now, Gary Brecka, who is co-founder of 10X Health Systems, says that you know you have this gene if your anxiety has been, number 1, on and off your whole life. Number 2, you can't pinpoint why you have anxiety. And number 3, medications, SSRIs, anxiety medications, make you feel flat. This may be one reason why me and my followers, why we don't like conventional medication. Because if we're unable to process them or it makes us feel bad, then that's a key indicator on why we reach for natural remedies and herbal medicine. So the methylated vitamin, you can consider that if you have the MTHFR gene, or even if you don't. It's not going to harm you if you don't. Additionally, I want you to look at your vitamins and see if you have folic acid, because if you have this gene, you want to avoid folic acid. Dr. Ben Lynch, author of Dirty Genes, suggests. So I don't believe your doctor will follow along with this theory, but I will leave links below on what Dr. Ben Lynch suggests if you have the gene. And 2 of the things is to get a methylfolated vitamin and to avoid folic acid, which is in all our prenatal vitamins and even postpartum. Additionally, in food supplies as well. So just notice if you feel more tired after consuming folic acid. Now, there is one thing to consider. Dr. Ben Lynch says that some of us cannot handle the methylfolated B vitamin. So just watch your body and notice if it makes you feel energized or if it makes you feel shaky or you have adverse effects. And always check with your doctor before adding any of these supplement suggestions I make. So Dr. Ben Lynch is the author of Dirty Genes, but also owns a company called Seeking Health. And they divide their vitamins into breastfeeding safe. So I will leave a link below for you to check that out. You can try a methylated vitamin, and then there's something called MF, methylated free vitamin. So I believe that's one piece of the puzzle of why we struggle with anxiety and depression, and majority of my clients have this gene. So go ahead, check out my blog post summarizing all this information and let me know if you have any questions. So number 2, supplements, omega-3s. So how much fish are you consuming? Some doctors will even say we need lots of omega-3s and that will cure depression. So I'll leave some links to some studies below. One study, there was a significant evidence which supports omega-3s in the treatment of schizophrenia, bipolar disorders. Besides treating depression, omega-3 oils may also be used in treating dementia. So it may help with postpartum depression if you have low numbers to begin with. If your numbers are fine, then we want to look at other root causes of postpartum depression. But omega-3s, when you're not eating enough fish during the week, might be a great supplement to add to your diet. With all these supplements, make sure you're looking for high quality supplements. I have a link to the Fullscript store on my website, and I'll leave it below. And those, when you're ordering from Fullscript, they're high quality vitamins, doctor approved, and additionally they come to you cool, sometimes with an ice pack with them. Rather than other big box stores, you don't know how long the supplements have been sitting there. So that's something to consider. All right, ready? Number 3, to prevent and reduce signs of anxiety and depression, you need vitamin D3. Now, ideally, we're getting vitamin from the sun, or vitamin D from the sun, but often we're not outside enough. We're outside with sunblock, or we're just not outside enough. So consider going outside for 30 minutes without sunblock on your face and your makeup, and with as much skin exposed as possible to boost your levels of vitamin D. Additionally, you can get this from eggs and other food sources. On my blog post, I break down the food sources as well. So some doctors are even supplementing vitamin D3 in the postpartum time, meaning you take more, say 3,000 to 5,000 IU a day, and then you taper off in the upcoming months. So what you can do is go to your doctor and get your vitamin D levels checked, and then consider adding a liquid vitamin D supplement on its own, separate from your other supplements, to boost those levels. So again, all the details will be in my blog post because it's hard to go over all the information here. Number 4, a probiotic. Probiotic. So are you taking a probiotic? If you have digestive concerns, or you even had a C-section, you might need more probiotics. Now, if you've had a lot of antibiotics as a child, and antibiotics before the pregnancy particularly, this is a good time to add a probiotic. Your baby can also have probiotics, especially if they're struggling with eczema or dietary, like dairy intolerance as well. So just keep that in mind. So probiotics, Bifidobacterium infantis and Bifidobacterium longus, are beneficial in reducing depression, irritability, and anxiety. I do like the company Claire, so you can look at the Fullscript link for those probiotics, which arrive packaged in with an ice pack as well. So in one study, dysbiosis and inflammation of the gut have been linked to mental illnesses such as anxiety and depression, which are prevalent in society today. So I'll leave that link below. So we are figuring out that our gut health is closely linked to our mood. Notice if that rings true to you. And there's something I teach in the Present Mama, the now 5R approach. It used to be 4R approach. But basically, one of the steps in healing your gut is adding in a probiotic. But wait, if probiotics bother you, you might need to take more digestive enzymes or remove the foods that are triggering gut disruption, typically wheat and dairy and soy and sometimes eggs. But wheat and dairy would be the 2 things I would remove if you're having really trouble with digestion right now, until we can heal your gut. Okay, more supplements. So number 5, magnesium, known as the calming mineral. So it's also the most depleted mineral most people have. So the question to ask is, why are we so depleted in nutrients? And I touched on this in another video. One of the reasons might be that we're not soaking our grains, nuts, and seeds. So the phytic acid is pulling minerals and nutrients from our body. So soaking your food can help. Reducing stress, because the more stressed out you are, the more you're burning through these vitamins and minerals. And I learned this when I had Lyme and mold toxicity and the co-infections, is that your body burns through more vitamins and minerals when you're fighting a virus. And Epstein-Barr virus is very popular in a lot of us as well. So just keep that in mind. We want to choose the right vitamins, and we want to consider taking more of them when our diet is not filled with a rainbow of colors. So that's how I take supplements, right? If I didn't have the most ideal diet, let's take more supplements. Otherwise, food is always first. So getting back to your magnesium, right? The calming mineral. So if you find that your body is tight and uncomfortable and tense, this would be the first vitamin I would add. Now, there's many types of magnesium, but magnesium glycinate is for general nervous system health. Magnesium citrate can help if you're constipated. So if you're constipated, take magnesium citrate at night, and then hopefully with lots of water, it will produce a bowel movement in the morning. So think of magnesium when you're getting eye twitches, when your calves are cramping, and when your body feels really tight. All right, number 6, high copper levels, low zinc. So let me talk about this a little bit. So it's been suggested that we have 4 times the copper level in the postpartum time period. So what that means is that if we have high copper and not enough zinc to flush the copper, our zinc is low, our copper is high, which might be contributing to postpartum depression. And if you have the MTHFR gene or estrogen dominance and you can't flush these levels out of your body, you may struggle more than your friend. So what you might consider is looking at your vitamins and making sure there's no copper and taking extra zinc slowly to reduce the copper levels. And I go over this in the Present Mama course, but you might go get tested for copper levels if you can to see if zinc is low and copper is high. So that's something I wanted to bring to your awareness because that was new information I've learned. And number 7, iron levels. Now, if you've taken iron pills prior to pregnancy, you might have high iron levels now, or you could have low iron levels as well. So do go to your doctor and get iron levels checked. Now, the way you would know if it's low is if you're tired, run down, get sick easily, feel cold, and have trouble concentrating, and you've been vegan for a while, possibly that you've been vegan for a while. So those are signs that your iron levels are low. Iron deficiency anemia is very common in pregnancy and should be checked with your routine blood work. If you're low in iron, iron chelate is the most absorption form. And also consider adding vitamin C to help you absorb the iron more. So if you're eating meat, it's good to have vitamin C with it, such as a tomato or tomato sauce, to increase those levels. Now, there is something called Floridex, which is helpful to boost your iron levels without constipation. So let me know in the comment area below if this video was helpful to you. And if you are struggling with anxiety and depression, I'd encourage you to grab your free roadmap to get started on healing naturally. Thank you.